This is Matt from Maryland. How you doing tonight?
Hi, Matt.
Hey, thanks guys for having me on. Yeah, so I'm calling in. I'll just get right to it about UAPs, which that's unidentified aerial phenomenon, but more commonly known to people as UFOs. And there's been a lot of hype in the news recently about the military admitting to, now they don't say it's aliens because we don't know, but they're just saying there's unidentified aerial phenomena that it exceeds our military capabilities, is the quote that I've found. And yeah, there's going to be a Senate report on this later this month.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, I know, right? So,
yes.
So I don't know if you guys have heard much about this or thought about it, but I would just ask
do
you guys think it's aliens, or what alternative explanations might there be?
I had my my pilot friend, and he's a pilot. I'm not saying that makes him any better at making these inferences than anybody else, but go through some of those videos and kind of explain what was going on. There's been some claims that were made about the UFO phenomenon. I think it was it in Virginia, off the Virginia coast, that there were claims that from pilots that they were seeing a UFO phenomenon on a daily basis. One clip that we looked at is, I think it's one of the most popular ones, where it shows sort of a amorphous kind of maybe a little bit cylinder shaped object moving apparently at high speeds according to the instruments, and it didn't seem to be venting any kind of exhaust or anything. Is that kind of what you're familiar with too, Matt?
Yeah, that one, that kind of, I think if that's the same one I'm thinking of, I think they call that the Tic Tac one. To me,
Yeah.
what it isn't, like, the videos aren't even all that spectacular. Like, when I watch it, it just looks like, a dot on a screen. It's like real grainy and stuff.
It's almost a reaction to the pilots, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, they definitely sound surprised and stuff, but apparently, like, they take, like, radar measurements and, like, the stuff they use in our military, like, against, like, other nations if they think they're spying on us and stuff or whatever. I don't know a whole lot about that, but apparently they're saying, like, whatever these objects are, they're doing things motion-wise that exceed our own or the capabilities of any other nation that we're aware of.
And that is the thing, is what it really comes down to when people are looking into these, when people who break down tapes like this or videos like this, it's coming down to, are they really doing things that we don't expect? So I'll use my pilot friend told me one thing, because he was familiar with the instrument panel and how things were showing up on there. Paul Kamish, by the way, he's got a YouTube channel too. He talks about flying and stuff. If you check him out, he's on YouTube as well. But that the way that the heat signatures was set up was for the hot objects to appear black on the screen. So the way the instrument picks that up is it makes this white halo around it, and people have been presenting, this is 0G technology that we're looking at here. There's some kind of halo around that's making it fly. But we can see that when other planes and helicopters and stuff are on radar as well. The other one that I saw, the one you see the ocean surface down below, and there's an item or object that cuts across the screen. I guess I need to do that mirrored because cuts across the screen, a little white object. But if you pause it just right, there's a section where you can see that flapping its wings, and that's the one that they're talking about moving faster than any aircraft that we know of. And it's really not. It's a seabird of some kind, probably doing a little bit of a dive towards the surface after some fish. These are the interpretations, and I interpreted that myself. So when I saw the video, but if you've seen that one, I'd like to hear your interpretation of it.
See, really, I just want to go off of that right now. If anybody here in Cincinnati claims to be seeing anything suspicious in the sky and they're at ground level, my first thought instantly is cicada, because those things are surprisingly large. I mean, they're larger than most little bugs that you'd see flying around, and they fly. They will dive bomb toward you, and they fly very sporadically. So, like, my first thought right now would be that. My second thought is, if there really are aliens and they're investigating us, I suppose my weird thought is, why would they send something so obvious? If something has the technology to, is that a pupa?
No, it's a cicada.
It's a
They're big. Yeah, that's as big as my thumb. So they're huge.
Whatever train of thought I had is now completely gone. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm good. I'm good.
I just happen to
But
have
I guess where I'm coming from is, if the reason I can't jump to aliens, and this is me personally, okay, is because if an alien species is so sufficiently advanced that they can get over here, they should probably know better than to do something that shows up in our atmosphere, right? And there was an XFiles episode about 20 something years ago that postulated that if you're going to send something to Earth to investigate life here, send them in the form of insects. Because nobody really thinks anything of them. Nobody's going to suspect if you see a fly on the wall taking surveillance, right? That's what stops me from going to the alien route. And so I suppose the pragmatist in me is also saying, like, let's figure out what this is first before figuring out, trying to say that we know anything more about them. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, that's already exactly where I'm at. I wasn't ever positing that this was aliens, but I do. I mean, the other host. Sorry, I didn't check you guys' name, but sorry, Ryan. Yeah, was saying about some video where it seemed like pretty obvious to him that it was a seabird. I don't know that I've seen that, but that, like, I haven't even seen most of these videos. I've just been hearing the reports about it, and just hearing from different intelligence officials and what they have to say about it. I think Obama said something about it too, where it's like, yeah, there's, these things and we don't know what they are. And like, I always think, like, well, if we have no explanation, then it is unexplained, and therefore we don't know what it is.
Right.
And I would stop right there. It's like, it's unexplained. If it's unexplained, let's not come up with explanations.
Yeah. Then we need to start breaking down the features of it to try to see if we can't sort out what it is. And maybe it could be technology that we don't understand, even if it's a new kind of aerial vehicle or drone that we don't know about. That there's still a multitude of natural possibilities before we go extraterrestrial. So I'm with both of you right now that we shouldn't be inferring aliens on this stuff at all.
Yeah, it's like, and then my next question is like, okay, what am I supposed to do about it? Right? Like, as a commoner person over here, if it is aliens, if it is advanced military technology, it's like, how is that going to change my life tomorrow? What should I be doing about this? And it's probably not going to significantly alter my commute in the morning. So I would look at this and say, hey, yeah, that's cool. It's unexplained. Let's wait and try to figure things out a little bit more. Where are you taking that, Matt?
Well,
like you see them, you have an idea about them, obviously. So what do you think we should do?
Well, I think we should definitely investigate further. But just as a layperson, I kind of think it's just fun to speculate about the different, like, alien or non-alien. Just what could it be? Like Kelsey Manning seems to have this interesting hypothesis that perhaps like just thinking about all the different possibilities, like, what if it isn't aliens, but it is like leftover like alien technology? There's actually a name for this in science fiction that I forget that she used, but yeah, I don't put any stock in that particularly, but I just think it's fun to talk. And like I haven't heard a lot of like the seabird like video, or I don't know what the actual name of it would be, but like, yeah, if that seems that obvious to be a seabird, then it's definitely not like any of these other phenomena that I've been hearing about. Like,
yeah, and like you said, it's like, it's fun to talk about, and it's fun to speculate, and it's fun to, like, write fiction about it and have it inspire fiction, certainly. But I suppose I would draw the line at when it becomes a specific call to action, right? Like, aliens are out there, so let's, those Raelians who called last week, they probably were onto something. So we should probably work on that alien United Nations landing pod that they told us that we should be building. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's fun to, yeah, okay, I get it. Let's sit and let's say, hey, what could it be? Let's stop at acting on what we think it might be. Are you with me on that, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not acting as if an alien invasion is going on or anything. If that's what you're asking, like, I don't think anyone's. Well, I think it's pretty obvious the people who are doing that, because they'll be running around like mad. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think even if we were able to determine it's aliens, like, let's say we find like multiple lines of, self-reinforcing evidence that is like nearly like as good of evidence that we can get that it is aliens. Still, I mean, what can we do about it? Like, it's still the same,
right?
But
especially as like,
it would
just
definitely be even more interesting conversation.
Especially as just three dudes just on the internet. There's not much that we could do about an alien invasion. I agree. I don't know that I've seen anything that makes me think that any of these would be aliens. If you have a video that you want to suggest to me to watch, because I watched the ones the Pentagon's released so far, and that's been my takeaway from them. I feel like
So for me, it's well, like I said, I'm not jumping to the conclusion that any of these are aliens, but the and for me, the less thing that, like, if for like a bunch of the UFO stuff that I've seen before, it seems pretty obvious. Like, oh yeah, that seems like it, or like, even if I don't know what it is, it's like, okay, well, there's nothing extraordinary about this phenomena or whatever. But to me, what is extraordinary about this stuff is not even the videos, because the videos just look like something centered on a screen or whatever. Like, you don't even know what it is. But the data that apparently is coming out, and the measurements that they've taken on these things. Now, I'm no expert in, radar or whatever. And I know you talked about your friend. So maybe it is like nothing, but I don't know.
This kind of does circle back around to what me and Puck were talking about right before this call about vetting sources. So as far as I've been able to weed out of this, some of the claims that I've heard that have been spread around are not true about it. Which specific claims are you referring? Because like the anti-gravity drive, saying, oh, this white area is a field of anti-gravity around it. No, it's just the way that the heat signature picks up on the radar. But what specific claims was it? The one about the speed? Is that the one you're talking about? What about these sightings or videos? Do you think implies that it was that it may have been something alien, or that it could have been something alien?
Well, so off the top of my head, I can't remember any specifics about this, but off the top of my head, the best thing I can recall is I think it was just a day or two ago, the Pentagon put out a report, and basically, like, they said, we can't confirm it's aliens, but we don't know what this is. And that wasn't news to me. Like, yeah.
I think that's basically what it came down to. They said that we don't know what this is. It is an unidentified flying object. Yes, these are UFOs. And then some people took that as confirming existence of alien life. And it's just, and it's not that's not what was said. I don't think that's what's being interpreted either. At least not by our military.
Well, I think they put this recent thing out because so many people were associating UFO with alien, which I do think is good. Like, people should realize if it's unknown or unidentified, then by definition, we don't know what it is,
Yeah, I mean, you could technically say it's alien to the extent that you don't know who the pilot is or where they're from.
But alien to the point that we're getting visitors from another planet, I don't think I can quite follow you there. This is a good time to bring up. If you do have any videos that you want to share with us, there are a number of fantastic places you can do so. If you want to email us, for example, truth@atheist-community.org. And BrainBug is not on that email address, but if you do send something, I'll make sure it gets right over.
I'll see it.
Yeah, we also have a Facebook fan group that you would be able to join, and the administrators, I'm sure, would be okay with you posting links to the video. There we go. Look at that. Facebook.com groups/truthfg. And just to really quickly also mention the Atheist Community of Discord, where there are a number of people who would love to talk to you about this, and they do also allow posting of links on there. And we'll be on there after after the show, so we'll get to hang out with you. If you want to join that and post some videos in the Truth Wanted page, please do so we can get a better look at this. We're going to let you go and get some other callers, Matt, but thank you very much for calling and hanging out with us tonight.
Appreciate you, Matt.
Yeah. Nice meeting you too. Make sure you guys check your sources too, all right?
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you.